Hello, this is Paul with Just Start Gardening, and I'm here to talk to you about just getting started. And the hardest part is that first step, and I took that step a couple years ago, maybe 2018, 2019, going through the pandemic and beyond. I learned about food forests, permaculture, and the just get started mentality took me on a lot of paths of failures that will hopefully lead to some more success. But one of the things I had to deal with was having a rocky slope elevated in my backyard. It was full of weeds, it was full of rocks. Georgia, it's full of quartz and granite. Sometimes you can only dig a hole 6 inches deep. So I had to figure out, what am I gonna do here? This is a whole space that I just have to live with. And at the time I would just clear cut it. I would cut it down to the clay, and the weeds and stuff that were holding the soil together washed down the hill. I didn't know any better, but I did. I just got started. When you just get started, there are things that you're gonna learn the hard way. And if you observe and identify them, you can find the answers most of the time, because there's a lot of people who often have it worse. There's people feeding their families in their patios in a city. I can get by with my slope. So after I got started, I gradually learned more about permaculture, and I learned about swales. I kind of sat on the information of swales for a couple years. I knew better, but I just didn't do it right away. And the problem is the just getting started mentality. I have a lot of stuff that's starting to mature, and now I want to dig swales through them and cut their roots and give it a shot and just try. And that's what I did. So this year, on my slope, on my hill in my backyard, I did a couple swales, and I'll probably do a couple more. And today it's gonna rain, so I'll be out here to observe and make sure they're doing something. But I probably should have done it sooner. I had the information, and I just didn't follow through. And that's kind of part of it. You're gonna learn some of the stuff the hard way. Now, going forward in the future, I'm equipped to figure out, hey, I gotta worry about water. Water is the most important thing. Water and sunlight. These plants, they need it. So here is one of my swales. Right now I'm down low on contour at the bottom of my hill, and you can almost see a little, it looks like a ditch right there in front, right here. And then up a little taller, up higher, we got another one, and another one, and another one. And those guys there have helped me retain water on this hill. After I dug them, I threw in some cover crop, which I think is some flaxseed, lentils, cowpeas, clover, nitrogen fixing plants. And I just threw some straw over it, and hopefully they'll continue to just slow the water from coming off this hill, get it to soak down in. I've lost a lot of topsoil into my grass down the bottom of the hill, and hopefully these will help. And so far I'm happy with them. They do work. My only issue is I didn't do it first. I skipped some steps. So I had to cut through some roots on my 2 mulberries. And further down, volunteer crepe myrtle, cut through the roots of that. That'll be fine. But I was pretty concerned with my blueberry. Oh, my blueberry. And it also had its roots cut. But hopefully I mulched over them, and hopefully the water retention will help pull that together. But just getting started is the hard part. But after you get started, You need to learn to observe and roll with the punches. Figure out what you need to do. This is an area right here that I've been observing for a couple years, and there's rock right below it. I dug a little trench, threw some wood in there to try and do a hugelkultur type thing. It has settled a little bit, but this area is a challenge, and it will be a challenge for many years. But I'm gonna keep pushing and make the best of it. I don't even think I could do a swale through it. But anyways, just getting started is the hardest part. And after you get started, it's still important to continue learning and apply the things you learn and just keep moving forward. I think one of the problems I've had when it comes to just getting started with anything in my life is I never feel like I have enough information. I will continue to learn, read, watch, consume, and I don't apply it and get started with a lot of things. And gardening does not have to be that way. You learn as you go, and you will have failures, but you learn from them and you continue. It can teach you patience, still learning patience, and it can teach you to be more resilient and create a resilient system in your yard that can survive the elements and your incompetence. But as you stick with it, you'll see some green stuff and it's gonna feel good. And I will continue to share, my failures, my successes. There's one of my little guys, it's Josie, Menace. She's doing something, I'm gonna have to stop her. But just get on it, just start. Plant something, water something. Yeah, and have a good day.